Any sight of the goal man shoot. Perform this excellent finish, I do it like Kane or Lukaku. Or like Beckham.
Pass the girls that tiki-taka, that's why they call us MSA. I'm on the block like winner, back road leger, fully paper on my inner. I fly past my head, top 10 of the motors, I wash like Sammy Khedira.
And I can still kick balls like Drogba, young and I've made big wins like Gossa. Too far gone, can't catch me, Costa. I'm off, pace, Costa.
3 of the best, he's made them pay, and that completes a wonderful hat-trick.
Okay, so we all know the Ronaldo situation. It's looking bad there. So, long story short, United do need another striker. Let's just keep it a buck. We need a striker. Wait, before we start this video, make sure you like,
comment, and subscribe. We would really appreciate it.
Do you know what it is?
No, man, you man got Martial, man. He's cold. He's good
He's
now.
hard though. But do you know what I was gonna say? I always like the fact. I don't know, when Arsenal needed a striker, it's like, right, he's in the window that's available.
Well, it's just nice to
it's
get
nice
striker, like,
getting
this
a striker.
yeah,
You just want to see who you're gonna grab, and he's gonna get you the goals.
Headlines, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
like this is our new number 9.
Yeah, well,
especially at a big club.
Is nice, isn't it?
I know, man, it's so nice, literally. But
It's
yeah,
the
that's
most
what we're
marquee signing.
Exactly. It's that
but
marquee
the pressure
sign.
comes along with that.
Yeah, the pressure.
Can they live up?
You start
Yeah.
having
But it's part of the
goals,
fun.
and
It's
that's
part of the fun.
It's part of the fun.
Even
exactly.
for rival fans, it's part of the fun.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But yeah, say you had five options.
Cool.
Who do you say the 5 top targets are?
I think Kane has to be in there because of his contract situation.
Yeah, Gareth.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
he'll be in that
100%.
And the money United
I
throw
think
at players.
United are the only club who could probably get him. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So he's not going to go to Arsenal or Chelsea.
Liverpool,
No,
he
no.
won't
And
go to
Liverpool
but they
won't.
have like a City as well. Won't go there anymore. So the United might be his
It's the only, yeah, it's his only
It's either
option.
re-sign with Tottenham or go
Or
United.
Newcastle.
Oh, that could be one, you know. I wouldn't even-
Nah. No. I mean, they are on par with Spurs. I mean, don't doubt it.
When do we finish?
No, it's
Kane,
either re-sign
100%,
with Spurs or come to United. That's basically
I
his only
know.
2 options, isn't it? So his one, I would say Tony has to be another one for the
Oh
season.
yeah,
he's having.
100%.
Not just the season he's having, it's like the role that he's developing. He almost has a really similar modelling of his game to Kane.
Yeah.
Not the
definitely.
same creativity that Kane can do, and not the same passing range, stuff like that. But the role where he brings others into play.
Yes,
And remember,
yes.
we need to remember Tony's around. He's around less quality. So imagine if he's in the
That's what I was
United.
always
Yeah, with
thinking
more
as well.
quality.
Bring out the best of him.
Even
to
like
be
some
honest.
simple passes, he'll just get an assist for that.
Exactly,
Just
yeah.
because So the numbers will look better.
Yeah, they'll look better. Exactly. Yeah.
Because we're feeding off a lot more players,
Like,
and he'll
'cause-
get the ball more often.
Yeah.
So like,
Because come on,
there's
like,
games where Brentford just under the cosh. Like,
exactly.
just
I know disrespect like guys like Mbuemo, like he's
I've seen them miss
Yeah,
a lot of
as-
chances this season.
As much as he
Yeah.
dominated United,
yeah,
like there's a ceiling
it's
to
kind
these
of like
players.
he's just meaty in it. Like, let's be real. Innit? But yeah, no, Tony's
so
definitely
Tony,
a
so
target.
Kane,
Yeah.
Tony, yeah.
Another target, you have to say, I think.
Osimhen.
Osimhen you can put on there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Osimhen in there.
United been linked a while, yeah.
Lautaro Martinez.
100%.
I think he's in there as well. Just for the style of play, he reminds me so similar to what Ten Hag with Tadic, where it's like
I know.
he might not be
You can drop in
greatest of goal
as a
scorers,
false
but
nine.
that
sort of
false
thing, and
nine
link
links
the
up play
play.
so
I
nice. You have
know.
very fluid attack.
Because let's be real, Jesus is a false 9 in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say it's a direct
He's not
nine.
a number 9. He's a
But
false
he's not
9.
like
Your bulk of your
a
goals are not coming from him. Basically.
Yeah.
Maybe not in it. It might not all come from him.
he's not a 25
goals.
goal
He's like a
season.
16.
He's not like a killer in front of goal. He's not a
yeah.
Haaland.
You know
He's
that.
not
He's
a,
like 6.
not
You get
Kane.
15, 16 goals.
And a
I'll be
good season.
content with
exactly that.
But it's what he does.
It's about how dangerous he is out of possession. No, not out of possession, but not being directly.
It's a bit
exposed.
like
And
Sanchez.
he is your first defender as
Yeah.
well, really. Like the way he presses and that.
Yeah, exactly.
that. And Martinez has those traits where you
has
never
those
know if
traits,
Ten Hag
yeah.
can get that out because Ten Hag's had 2 different systems where he's 2 types of strikers. You know what I mean? Like the target man, like Allaire, or with the Tadic, how he did the Champions League run. So I think he's up there. And then the last one, this might be a bit controversial because people might not realize or like see him as that, but I think Vlahovic can test his resolve. He can test his resolve as well as Juve's resolve, man. Like Juve, man.
Looking back at it, I wish Arsenal got Vlahovic instead, man. In terms of being
that's
that deadly kind of
controversial.
finisher.
You think?
I mean, Jesus is what he does off the ball and with the ball sometimes is wow. Like you don't expect it from someone of his size.
Yeah, exactly.
But Vlahovic, we already have players who are good at linking up
Like
the players.
technical
yeah.
Vlahovic is just
sometimes you need just someone.
yeah,
who's
like
just gonna take that
Vlahovic is just
chance.
a pure finisher.
Like Southampton. Just for example,
exactly.
you need a striker.
So if
who's just gonna
United
score.
get Vlahovic under a
It's a
Ten Hag
serious
system,
move,
I
innit?
can't. I would be a bit. I'd be a bit more fearful.
And it's not only, I think his style, people don't underrate how good his link up play is not terrible. It's not terrible.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not like he's just a big man. Like,
No. He's not like a Lukaku. He's way more tidy.
He's very similar gamers to like a Lewandowski. Like he can play the other side.
He's better than Haaland at link up play, bro. In my honest opinion, he's a better link up player than Haaland. Obviously, Haaland's a better striker, but I mean, in terms of linking up the play and
probably
getting others involved, I've seen.
To be able to say it, but I know what you mean.
No, I've seen enough of Vlahovic.
It's a contest there between the two of them. So I think, and Juve, they need the money, man. Like they need it. In Italian, they don't get that. They don't get as much funds out there, so you never know, man. I know it's only been a year, not even a year nearly, really. It was in January.
Yeah, January.
So, I don't know.
If you were to put a top 3 for us to discuss about, just for the video, which 2 would you drop out?
You take out Osimhen, though.
Osimhen 1.
With Osimhen, I see some of the hype there, but I think his raw, I think it's quite raw.
I think he's bare raw.
Like, I think there are definitely traits that if he irons them out,
he would be a lot of money as well. Just because Napoli paid about 60, 70,
they paid so much money
from Lille.
Exactly. So it's going to be quite difficult to pull him out of there anyways.
Not that he wouldn't want to move, because I'm sure he would.
He's a United fan.
Bare Nigerians love United, fam. Do you get it? Like, look at that goalie.
It's working for us.
Exactly. Like, do you get it, fam?
Word.
But
no. It'll be a Garlo 2.0, man.
I wouldn't be surprised, fam.
I think Chelsea would suit him, to be fair. I think Chelsea would be a nice move for him. Physical, it just reminds me of that club that would do well with him.
Yeah, I know you mean.
What would be the other one?
So I'll check out Osimhen in that, and this is where it gets a bit difficult. I don't know. For me, it's personally between out of who we just mentioned, it's between Kane and Tony who I'm taking out, you know.
Nah.
So who would you take out?
You'd have to take out I mean, in terms of how realistic, I'd probably say take out Kane, innit? But in terms of who you should be going for,
I actually don't think Kane's too. I don't know. Maybe Kane looks at it as a bit of a sideward step. That's the only thing I'd say. Just because at this moment in time, I don't think United
needs a trophy.
He does. He needs that. Yeah.
But where else? I think United have a better chance than Spurs. Would you get it? So I think I would say Tony and Kane is definitely up there. I would say probably the one that I would take out is Martinez.
See, the way Martinez can be, I think we can get that next level out of Martinez. I don't think we've seen all we can do from him, from his style of play, especially like we know how Rashford does like to play that like left forward inside of that channel role. And Martinez is probably, out of the three of them, the best striker to support that, apart from Kane maybe, actually. Kane's probably the only other one that's best. 100%. So they're the only two that can support Rashford's growth in that sense as well. But Martinez also has his fair contribution of goals, and he's, for the pressing style of football we want to play as well, he can add that ability. Can Kane still press the same as these other ones that we're mentioning?
Martinez isn't the most lethal finishers either.
He's not, exactly. But neither, I wouldn't say Martial is either right now, right? And they will still, collectively, I think they can work well together. Because Martinez does have his spells where like Martial won't stay fit for a full season. We know that. Whereas they will both they play a similar role in how they gel the attack together. So you don't get a massive trade off between when the two of them swap out. Whereas I would say some of the others you would get a bigger trade off. So he works in that sense where the system doesn't have to change much.
For me, if I'm Manchester United, if I'm honestly the board,
who would the three?
No, I'm going for who I would go for straight.
Yeah,
like,
just throw all the money at. Just get him.
I'll just say Kane. That's the truth. He's proven it in the Premier League.
I think he's the one who will uplift United, but he will have the biggest impact on United straight away.
I think he could make you. I mean, you would need a few more other signs, which I think the board would be ready to do 100%, anyways. Yeah. But if you get that Harry Kane on top of those extra signings, lead the foot and hard
Kane won't go cheap though. Like I know it's only a year left, but. Like you said off camera, you'd rather see him run down that contract.
I mean, you spent.
Oh yeah, I would, but Daniel Levy wouldn't. Daniel Levy wouldn't.
No, I don't think he would.
He would sell to Rav first.
Daniel Levy is a businessman, bro. I'm telling you, he's gonna listen.
Right, he will bump you lot. But
if he gets 60, 70 mil out of Kane on his final year, a 30-year-old at the time. Come on,
that's a good deal for him.
That's what I'm saying.
I think, that's
what
I'm
trying to say.
The way you got to look at it as is the attributes that Kane has. There's nothing that the wrong side of 30 is going to take away from.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's not as though in 3 years' time he's going to be.
He has another 3 years minimum at the top, in my opinion. As long as he stays fit.
That's what you got to look at as well.
That's even if he got injured and he came back, he would still be the same player because he doesn't rely on pace anyways. Yeah. It's just about staying fit for me.
Do you think Kane can do the press and roll now? Well, as he ages as well, that you need in the forward line now.
Oh, but I feel like
maybe some of the other players will press better than Kane.
Yeah, they will.
But none of them will put the ball in the back of the net.
It sounds like a similar argument that people make for why Ronaldo should play though, rather than Ronaldo.
No, but Ronaldo's link-up play is not levels or passing. It's not the levels of Kane though.
Not the same level.
There's a reason why Messi is still going on and he's still affecting games because of what he does on the ball, anyways. So for Harry Kane, what he does on the ball is 10 times better than what Ronaldo does on the ball. So that's not even an argument in itself, in my opinion. I feel like Kane will be perfect for United in terms of bringing players involved, scoring goals as well, creating massive chances for the other players as well. So I just feel like with me, I think Harry Kane's a no-brainer. Test the waters at Spurs. Let's see how much money they'll let him go for.
I agree. See, the only thing I don't know if it's sensible to buy someone when you go on a rebuilding phase on the end of 30. I'd probably take out Tony then keep Kane in the contest for the 3 that you said. But for me,
but for us, we think Kane is number one.
Is a no-brainer.
Who's your number one?
For me, Vlahovic. I think he's on the cusp of being generational, and we'll probably see those numbers if he does leave a rugby ball. Like, he's even had a great season under a manager that plays terrorism football. Like, it's nuts. I saw someone the other day said that he has like 8 and 8. Yeah, that's almost as good as Messi's 91 for a calendar year under Allegri.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
I ain't seen that. So that's funny.
It's nuts, bro. Because you know the fault. Juve are losing games left, right, and centre, and he's still putting his weight in goals.
Yeah, Vlahovic is definitely a shout.
But 100 M's for the amount of years that he will last us, because come on, like, you've just signed one of the best players from numerous years going forward. And with Kane, like, we probably, whatever you're spending now is only going to be for the next 3-4 years, like we're saying, at the top level.
I mean, Vlahovic, and there's no doubt in my mind that I think he'll do bits in the Prem. He's got all the traits and attributes for it. But I just think Harry Kane, in terms of the situation that Spurs are in and he's in, I feel like you lot should test the waters with him. I do
agree with that, but the reason why we say Kane, sometimes why we put in such a high class, is because of his creativity and creative ability, right? We want to develop to a side where we don't really like rely on that or don't really need that. We just want pure goal scoring,
and that's what Kane can do.
But sometimes we do see for England, Kane sometimes does just drop back.
But that's another team. That's another team where you look at an England game, how many chances does Kane get a game?
And there's 5 at the back already. That's already one attack.
We donate more of the ball, and then we'll just still see him drop. It's natural habit sometimes because of the way his game's progressed to like come a bit deeper. Sometimes you do see that.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a habit. I do agree with that, but he can get out of that habit. He's quality enough to do that.
Do what the manager tells him.
He'll do what the manager tells him to do. I'm sure Southgate tells him, drop deep, receive the ball, look for a pass. That's why
I'm sure Southgate says go there. Do
it. Exactly. Doesn't even have tactics. You get it. Kane just carries on what he does.
But I think for the amount of years you're going to get Vlahovic for, and for his out goal scoring mentality as well. I love his mentality. Like, the guy is just hungry for goals. Like, it's Haaland-esque where it's like, I'm going to keep going.
I know, but look at Kane's stats this season, bro. He's scored like almost in every game, bro, as well. Like,
he's having an amazing
see what I mean, bro? Like, so.
But then you're basically costing the next 3 to 4 years where, do we win a title in the next 3 to 4 years where the squad's at?
With a Kane signing, that's a
you need to support that as well.
But that's what United will support that.
Man United don't spend the money to support
that.
But it needs to be supported within the same period of time.
Yeah.
But will that be supported? We spent loads
within
of
the next
support
3 years. Within the next 2-3 years, I think he'll definitely be supported. Kane's 29, so he turns 30 in July or something like that.
July 28.
So what? He's still even 29. So by the time United do something, he'll only be 30. And 30 is what? 30 is
just
young in football.
Look at
these days.
Ibrahimovic for an example, Lewandowski for an example, Benzema for example.
Exactly.
Strikers who don't rely on pass. They're still performing like that anymore. No, not anymore. He's like 40 now. Look at Ibra up until 35.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, they all still produce.
They still produce. And with what I was even going to mention one more point about that. They are in less physical
leagues, though. The 4 that you just mentioned are in less physical leagues.
How old was Ibra when he first come to the Prem as well? This is not someone who knew.
And he had a good first season at United.
He has that physicality. I don't think Kane's the same level of physicality as an Ibra, though.
Yeah, but Kane already knows the league. He knows how to play.
Yeah, he knows.
You're saying that, but
Kane's hungrier than ever, in my opinion. I think Kane's hungrier than ever.
For the record,
he needs a trophy, bro. He's got to be hungry.
I think the record.
As well as the record. So. Why not go for Harry Kane? That's going to make him want to score more goals. That incentive of being the Premier League's the highest Premier League goal scorer in history.
He'll break it?
I think he will.
Do you reckon he'll break it?
Yeah, I think just about, But and if he goes to United, that can only help him. Yeah, not under fossil football. So Ten Hag ball is better than Fossil football.
So Kane, Vlahovic, then that's where you're going with it. I think it's tight between the two of them.
It's tight.
I think both are good options.
Yeah,
but I would go for Kane.
Fair enough. So if you had to take for your club now, instead of Hazy's, who would you take out of the two of them? I know Kane's will never go to you lot, but you take Kane at your club as well over Vlahovic? Oh, why is it a different
Imagine
question?
how weird that would be.
Why is it a different question?
That would Kane's a gooner, bro. You don't remember? Kane's a gooner, bro. Trust me. He's an Arsenal fan, bro. We didn't want him. So we gave him to you lot.
Whose fault is that?
Literally,
I'm saying we didn't want him, man. You lot can have him, fam. But yeah, that's it to round things up, innit?
Yeah, fair
Literally,
enough.
man. United's next striker. Who do you lot think United's next striker should
let's
be?
see what you lot think.